We're really learning how powerful we are. And speaking of power, in case you're one of those people brand new watching the show, feeling all alone, hunkered in your basement, wondering, can you go out and breathe the air? Just know you are not alone. And it's not just America, it's all around the world, and especially take a look at what is going down in Europe.
People, we are the power. We are the 99%. We are the people. We are the power. We are 99%. We are the people. We are the power. We are the 99%.
How many of you can honestly say that you trust the government? So why the hell are businesses still closed when the fine is non-enforceable? Why are people still wearing masks when there's no legal requirement that states they have to wear masks? It's making you a slave to the system, and it needs to stop.
Can I ask you a question? Do you listen to the BBC, yes or no?
Unsere Forderung ist zurück zur Demokratie, weg mit den Gesetzen, die uns einengen, weg mit der Maske, die uns zu Sklaven macht.
Wir sind heute hier, weil auf der ganzen Welt nur noch wenige Wissenschaftler, die regierungstreu berichten, gehört werden. Es gibt Tausende, Abertausende Wissenschaftler, Ärzte weltweit, die werden nicht gehört, die werden mundtot gemacht, die werden zensiert oder als Verschwörungstheoretiker diskreditiert, obwohl sie ganze Universitäten geleitet haben. Dagegen protestiere ich. Ich möchte den Konsens, der früher möglich war und jetzt nicht mehr erlaubt zu sein scheint.
Take off your mask! Take off your mask! Take off your mask!
Today is not about waking up, it's asking the awakened to stand up.
Hands off our children! Hands off our children! Hands off our children! Hands off our children!
Today I'm here speaking in front of all of you for my children, because I refuse to tell them in 20 years' time that I did nothing to save their human rights.
Amazing, right? And you thought you were alone. You thought, oh my God, this is never going to work out. Do you see? The world is shifting. No matter how hard they push these draconian laws now, no matter how hard they try to force us into compliance, more and more people are waking up. And as the gentleman in Germany said, why are we only listening to this tiny group of scientists that follow the government when thousands of scientists around the world are telling a different story? Thousands who are appearing on the high wire every single week. Now, of course, you didn't see this, I'll bet, on CNN. You didn't see it on MSNBC. You're lucky. I don't even know if Fox covered it. Look at these numbers. You know what the press is saying that is talking about it? That is 17,000 people right there. 17,000 people? Are you kidding me? Apparently, mainstream media can't even count. But of course, they can't have you know that you are sharing the world with this many like-minded people. And that's what we're going to celebrate today, is how many of us are out there, what really is the truth, and how long is this cabal by a tiny group of conspirators going to last? Well, the marches in Europe have got a lot of people in America saying, when's our turn? When are we going to wake up enough? When are we going to get out and start marching in the streets? Well, I think the best person to ask that question is one that's organizing things in England. I've got Ellie Gray, who's one of the great speakers in the middle of that montage you just saw, joining me now. Ellie, it's really impressive what's happening in the UK. I understand there's more rallies coming. What made you decide to put together a rally and think that people would support what you believed in, or that you and your friends believed in?
So I've been doing quite a few videos now for a couple of months about the whole coronavirus pandemic and how the numbers don't match what the media are saying and how it's all media manipulation. Towards the beginning of it, it was quite quiet, and I was just getting a few odd messages of people saying, you know, I agree with you, thank you for doing the videos. But then the last couple of months, I have been completely inundated with people messaging me saying they feel the same, their friends and family feel the same. What can we do about it? Because there's only so much that Facebook and Instagram and social media will allow you to share. I'm currently serving a 30-day ban on social media for spreading harmful misinformation, even though everything that I quote, I source the government in. So I get all my information from the government or from government statistic websites.
Right.
So I thought, right, we're being censored now. It's time to actually do something and make some noise. You know, be that inconvenience. Make sure that we are seen. Make sure that we are heard. And there are thousands and thousands of other people who are as frustrated as I am. So that's why I thought it's time to do something.
What has shifted? You said you started with a few people, now there's more and more. Is it just simply the duration of this? Is it the amount of science that's actually coming forward? What do you think? There does seem to be, this movement is growing, and it feels like the power structure is starting to collapse. What do you think is at the heart of it? What's making the difference now?
So I think the government have completely messed up. I mean, the final straw that I feel in the UK was the mandating of masks. Even people who have been supportive of the government's choices this whole time are going, well, if it's for our best interests, why are they doing this 5 months down the line? And they would have, I mean, if you look back to news articles from March and April and even May and June, they were saying that the science does not support the wearing of masks for the public. And even now, no governing body recommends masks to stop the spread of coronavirus. So they told people this, and they were really adamant about this in the beginning, and now suddenly it's all changed, and people are going, well, it doesn't make sense. And when things don't make sense for a human, you look deeper. And when people are in lockdown and they have all this time in their hands and they've got the internet at their disposal, they're going to keep looking and looking. So if I'm honest, I think they've messed up a little bit.
Absolutely. Is there a demographic that you're seeing is stronger than others? Is it mostly young people or middle-aged or older at these rallies, and the people that are talking to you in the UK? Who's driving this?
I'm really pleased to say that it's so diverse. There's all ages, there's all races, there's all sexes, there's everyone. Everyone is seeing that this isn't right. People were there with their children. I took my daughter. People make it a family day out. There are people bringing their parents. That everyone is in the same boat, and I think that's the really great thing. Is, you know, the whole saying of divided we fall, together we stand, and that has never been more true than it is now. You know, the government try and throw the whole race card when actually it's not people versus people, it's us versus them, and people are just starting to click that actually it's them trying to turn us against each other.
Now, you have 3 children yourself. How much does being a mother weigh into this for you and your commitment to the work that you're doing?
Massively. They are the driving force for me. That, like I said in my speech, there's no way that I can say to them in 10, 15, 20 years' time that I did nothing, that I just sat behind my screen and shared a few posts. That's not enough for me, because in 20 years' time, as adults, they could be forced to wear masks just to go outside. They could be forced to vaccinate, you know, against their will. It's so much worse, and I can't tell them that I did absolutely nothing to stop it. I need them to know that I went down fighting, and even then, I won't give up.
You know, in America, we have, you know, laws of freedom of speech and things. I don't know what the laws are in the UK, but are you concerned at all about your legal rights, standing up, speaking the way you are on a microphone in England? Are you afraid for your safety at all, or that you might be arrested?
I'm not fearful of being arrested. I honestly believe, I mean, I know quite a few people don't, but I think our policing system is actually relatively good here. I mean, all the policemen that I spoke to at the protest were friendly. A lot of them said if they weren't working that day, they'd be on our side. I asked a couple of them the question of, you know, if it comes to forcibly vaccinating people or forcing people to do things against their will, which you know is harmful to them, which side do you fall on? And every single one of them said that they will protect themselves and their families first. their job doesn't even come into it, which gave me great hope that, you know, they do still have morals, and as people they know about our human rights. But the whole freedom of speech thing, that's just gone down the drain. I mean, as you can see, people get censored all the time, so freedom of speech doesn't stand anymore. It's as soon as you mention anything that can put a pharmaceutical company at harm or a media company, then you're shut down straight away. I'd be lying if I said I don't fear for my safety, as I have had a few concerning things happen recently, but it's expected, and that's what's concerning, that it's now the norm, that if you speak out against these corporations that you are expected to be fearful, and that's not right.
It sure isn't. Last question really for you. What is your dream and hope for the future? What are you hoping this work that you're doing, what are you hoping you're going to see? What's the plan?
That there's no more democracy, like, sorry, no more dictatorship. At the moment, they're saying about, you know, how there's a democracy and people vote. Voting means nothing. I mean, it'd be great if it actually did, if it actually mattered, but if it did matter and it did count, they wouldn't let you vote. So I hope to God that in 10 years' time, we don't have to be protesting, we don't have to be standing up, we don't have to be making noise. Everyone talks about the new normal. I don't want the new normal. We deserve the right to live life as we knew it. We don't want to be forced to vaccinate our children with poisons. We don't want to be forced to wear masks. We have the right to breathe oxygen. You know, we have the right to go and see our friends and family. We have the right to live our life without a government or a pharmaceutical company dictating what we can and can't do, who we can and can't see, if we can or can't go to work. They've now made it that 60% of the UK are relying on the government for their income. I mean, that's only going to go one way, and it's not good.
Ellie, you're incredibly brave. You're well-spoken. I am so impressed. Can I ask you, would you be interested in being a boot on the ground, maybe a reporter for us in England, keep us up to date on what's happening there? Because I think we're all in this together, and it's very, very important to see that here in America, we're not alone, that our brothers and sisters in the UK and Germany, all around the world, are involved in this. So I hope you'll stay in touch with us and keep us up to date on what's going on.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Awesome, Ellie. Good luck. Stay
you.
strong. You're doing amazing work out there. It was a pleasure. Wow. I mean, is that amazing, right? Young people rising up and saying that it's everywhere. Race, it doesn't matter your race, your age, your creed, your religious beliefs. People have had it. They realize they've been hoodwinked, and they're stepping up to do something about it. So much more to talk about and celebrate, but